One upside is that everywhere is really peaceful right now. Motherfucker. Welcome to the new workshop. I don't really want to get into talking about everything that's going on at the moment. I'm sure you're like me and you're being bombarded by the same news all day long, every day. But I'll just say, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing as well as possible under the circumstances. We're under lockdown here in New Zealand as well, and it's fairly strict. You can get things from the supermarket, the pharmacy, and that's about it. And I think that's all I want to say about that. I really hope that nobody watching this is suffering in any way. Okay, let's have a look around the new workshop. But first, you've probably seen the short little moving video I put together. I did intend to make a more in-depth video about lifting the machines and all of that sort of thing. I just ran out of time to capture all the footage I wanted. I threw the clips I had over the top of some late 90s metal, and if you're about my age, you probably thought that was hilarious. If you're not, you probably thought it was shit. I bring this up because quite a few of you noticed the Alfa Romeo poster in the background. There are actually quite a few posters like that on the other wall as well. I'm sad to say, they've all gone. You see, the last owners left behind a whole lot of crappy old benches and also some high shelving. The high shelving in particular was carpeted in mouse poop, and everything just had that raspy smell of mouse piss. So I got rid of everything I could that absorbs smell, including all of the posters. And let's face it, Alfa Romeos are kind of average. I have at my disposal a standard sized double garage. I've more or less split it in half long ways. On one side I have the Land Rover and crap. In front of the Land Rover chassis, this is where I keep all my metal stock. I keep it behind a sheet of plywood. And 2 mountain bikes, an air compressor, a welder, and a bandsaw with broken wheels. The right hand side is more of my organised workshop space. You can see the lathe, then my toolbox. Behind that you can see the drill press sticking up. And just peeking up behind the corner is the top of the shaper machine. So this is like the machining area. Spinning around to my workbench, you can see I've got a comfy chair.
Let the dogs out!
My workbench is looking a little sparse right now because most of my old tools are still in the boxes. And I really don't want to get them out if I don't have to. And down the right hand side, I've just got a couple of trestle tables set up, for the moment covered in the other stuff. I would at some stage like to bring my computer down into the garage, and therefore I want to keep this workshop more of a clean space than the last one. If we spin around, you can see the pantograph spread out across the floor. I've actually already filmed and mostly edited the first episode of the pantograph rebuild. I don't intend to release that until the whole project is done, and then the videos will come out as a series. Given I can't buy paint or anything, if the current situation looks like it's going to drag on for too long, I may actually throw this back together so I can at least use it instead of tripping over it all the time. And if you follow me on Patreon, you'll know that I've already made the thumbnail for this project. I should be able to get this one pretty much done, but I will have to buy paint before I can finish it. Unless I paint it Myford Grey or Land Rover Green. And what about this thing? The only part of the Land Rover I have here is the chassis. Everything else is stored somewhere else. The chassis does need some welding. I was intending to get the whole thing sandblasted first. It's not going to be possible to get that done right now. So instead I guess I'll just repair the patches as they are and maybe get the whole thing sandblasted later. The main issue is, I don't know if I want to make this public. because I don't know if I want to fix it, and you probably wouldn't notice if I didn't tell you. The back portion of this chassis has been replaced at some point in the past, and it hasn't been put on exactly straight. Do I want to cut all of this off and re-weld it? So there's a pretty good chance that the 3 YouTube projects I have in the pipeline could be held up by a lack of supplies. Okay, at the rate I normally get projects done, it's probably not going to be an issue. Anyway, I have plenty to do around here apart from those 3 projects. I could fix this janky wheel on the bandsaw. Nah, I don't think so. I am thinking about making a video about leveling the lathe, since I've just moved it. The cheapest way to do that is just by cutting a piece of stock. I do have a test bar and a level, so maybe we could do it the cheap way first, and then use the other 2 methods to see how close we got. I've also got these 2 small record vices that need cleaning up. I don't think that's going to make a very interesting video, but if I do it, I'll record it. And I should probably finish this knurling tool, that I already made 2 videos on, and then completely forgot about. Well, that's not completely true. I didn't initially forget. Let me tell you what happened. You see, this little square knobby piece gets clamped under here, but this old-fashioned clamp-type tool post is really bad. In my Fidland, pretty much everybody replaces them with a Dixon-style quick-change tool post. Quite a while back now, I decided to do the same. But I decided to go with a trepan-style tool post instead of the Dixon ones. It's same. Even though it was second-hand, the trepan tool post was a bit of an investment. But I think that the holders are a lot easier for me to make myself, at least with the equipment I have here. Okay, so that's the long answer to say that instead of putting a square knobby bit on the back, I want to make the back of the knurling tool dovetailed so that it slots directly into the trepan tool holder. The slight complication is that I don't have any of the original holders yet to copy the dovetail shape from. Now of course I could just make it to fit. Anyway, this is just how I got sidetracked. Well, there you go. That was not a very interesting introduction to the new workshop. The setout is definitely not final or even how I wanted it. For now, I'm happy to have just cleared some floor space, so I can work in here without tripping over boxes. Normally I make these update videos for Patreon, but obviously I've put this one publicly on YouTube, and I've also changed my other recent Patreon videos to publicly viewable. Now, there's nothing exciting over there, but I figure with what's going on, maybe a few of you are running out of things to watch. So if you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel, there are a few extra videos over there that you can go and check out now. I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, that's it. I really hope you're all keeping well. Thank you for watching and for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.